Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Catherine Cushinberry with Nonprofit is Business, and I am so thrilled to have with me a woman who is an entrepreneur, a published author, a certified life coach, an amazing mother of two, a great human being and humanitarian who cares about community and people and loves her family and her village. And I am thrilled to also be able to add that she is going to be in partnership with me doing some work together. And it is none other than my biological sister. We have the same father, and we also share the branded, beautiful last name of Cushinberry. Everyone, please help me welcome my sister, Sasha Cushinberry.
Hello, everybody.
It's been wonderful
Thank
to
you.
have time with you. We've been here doing this on site in Atlanta, actually, where we could come into the city to tape this time together. So it's been such a joy spending time.
I know, it's been amazing.
You're amazing. You're amazing as well. It's the little things, right? We end up doing these little quirky things at the same time. Like even before we start, we're like, what?
Gotta get it out.
What? Last night we were going to go out, walked out, and had on the same thing.
Oh my Lord.
Now there is an age gap.
Yes,
You are.
I am 32.
I am not.
Just a little bit.
I'm just a little older. I'm 50. I'll be 51 this year. So there is a tinge of an age gap, but certainly just a joy. You have an old soul about you, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's really quite beautiful to see how like thoughtful you are and how mature you show up, even at 32. And I'm sure some of that has to do with you being a mom, perhaps.
Yes, and also, taking care of the parentals and having older parents, it does something to the soul, but I love it. I love it.
Well, it does something really beautiful to your soul. It's been really lovely to have this quality time with you. And I'm really excited to be able to talk with you and us talk kind of back and forth about our businesses and us being able to work together and like some of the like where we come from for the things that we do. Like what is at our core, what's at our source. So I'm looking forward to doing this with you. Can we just dive right on in?
Let's dive in, man.
Okay, so you know that I have a brand called Nonprofit is Business. I'm repping it always. And as part of Nonprofit is Business, I also have a mother company, which is AdCo Consulting. So across the two, one of the things that I thought would be so cool as I look out, like where are the opportunities is this 18 to 35 age range, right? And the opportunity for them to have some life coaching. I do executive coaching, but when you got your certification as a life coach, it's like the light went off for me that there could be a really great opportunity here, especially as we're getting into a space where people are thinking about ideas for gifts and all of those good things. So, talk a little bit about why life coaching as a choice for you in certification as well. Why was certification important?
Absolutely. So I, of course, love people, love talking to the people, getting to know people. So I felt it was fitting just for my personality and, what I stand for. And I'm truly excited to take this journey with you, in your company and just kind of bring a new branch to the system and, not only give you more business, but bring me in some business, we just can create a whole new beautiful community with a lot more to come. So I'm excited.
I'm really thrilled about that. And it was important for me too that it wasn't just about me partnering with you. There were some things I asked of you to do in preparation for this partnership. So can you talk a little bit about what you had to do in order to prepare for this?
Yeah,
And also how did you take that ask and how did it sit well with your goals and plans?
well, I definitely, upon the certification, didn't really have the idea to take it into LLC vibes and kind of pushing it a little bit further more into the business world. But of course, having a sister who's on it, and she's like, we gotta do it right, honey. So I'm really just grateful, to have, you as a pillar in my life to be able to push me further and, get me to a position where I could be better, and take and be able to show my light, be able to bring others my business, and it's really been an amazing journey. I definitely had a lot of plans, I journal and all the things. So,
A journal can be powerful.
yes,
People don't understand what a tool that is. There is, even data that says it's a difference when you plan something out in your mind, and the more likely it is to become real. It becomes more and more real the more you actually put it to
Yeah.
pen to paper. So your journaling is
It's coming to life.
mine too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's coming to life. And it's been, like you said earlier, like that light bulb moment where it's like, yo, like, sis, you wrote this down years ago. And we are
Not
in it.
days.
No, years.
Okay.
We are in it. And it's just like truly and it helps my faith a lot because it's like, sometimes it can feel like your prayers aren't being answered or, like, God, all right, like, Father, it's been some time now, but really learning to trust in his timing.
Yeah.
And then also being able to trust in yourself to know, like you have what it takes. It's just going to take some time, and the time that was had, I got the certification, and being able to put the business in place and then also us being able to build our relationship, and it was the right amount of time for all of this to come together. We're here now, lady.
We here now. Oh, shoot. So not only did you get your LLC, you got your Dun& Bradstreet number, so you can start, once you get everything going, you will be able to establish business credit as well as your federal EIN number to really be able to operate. So I love that. I was like, hey, you got to get these things done. And when I tell you, before I could blink,
Okay.
own it.
On it.
On it.
On it.
Why like, I love it because that's how I like to move, but why was it so important to you to be so responsive to me saying these are the things you need to have in place? Because I want you to thrive and I want you to have your own business, not only just partnering with me because our LLCs are what's going to partner with one another, but why was that so important for you to be like, oh, okay, I'll respond?
So, okay. Really, it's important for me that you understand that I'm serious
Yeah,
about it.
I love it.
And we talked a lot about moving our feet. And when it's time, it's time. You can't stand still. You can't wait for it. You got to get out there and move and do what it is you need to do. And so, given the instructions, and I'm all about instructions. I love having lists, to-dos, and all the things. So, if I have that, I'm like, honey, let's get it done
When I say I blink
tonight.
right now,
Now.
when I was like,
Scooted everything out the way. She said I need to do this, and done.
done. Well, I love it because it created a pathway for us to be able to sit here today and to start moving some things forward. Let's talk a little bit more about, because I do executive coaching. Part for me, it's a big part of it is like, listen, I know who I am, right? I know that I care about people. I care about humanity. I care about watching people grow. I'm not here to help you tread water. I'm not here to help you stay stagnant. I only take on clients who see and need that growth and they're ready to be challenged and pushed. I do it with a joy and I make it enjoyable. I want them to come back for more conversation. These are the things that I thrive on as an executive coach working with, C-suites, CEOs, executives. I love it. And because I have the experience of having served in C-suite, I'm able to layer that with a shared understanding and a compassion for what they're sitting through. Like, I've worked with board of directors who have been fantastic, and I've worked with some that were just absolutely scandalous, right? I've worked with staff members who were top tier at excellence, and I've worked with people who were just there to get a check or was there to bring in all of the like sadness and trauma of their lives into the workplace to make it hell for other people. So I've worked in all of these different capacities. Those are the things that I bring into that space and that I'm able to add value and challenge people. So talk a little bit. I'd love to hear more about like your life coaching. Like, where does what is it in you that makes this such a draw? And and what kind of has come together in your life for this moment?
Yes. So, I love that you said, dealing with the difficult people who don't necessarily have the right behaviors and bringing life into business and things like that. And so, where I come in at is helping just that, helping them be able to separate or even, be able to better merge that what they have going on in their life towards, being able to show up better in business and having a clearer mindset perspective on the things that they have going on so that they can show up better, and so that is really the biggest goals for me is to be able to get people to see, their behaviors and mannerisms, and how they're showing up in certain relationships in different places and being able to change their perspective on not only just, life and business, but themselves as individuals and really learning how to care about themselves more and taking other people into consideration as well. So this is very important.
Yes. Yes. Now I know in your own business, and let's give a shout out to your business
Yes, heal.
and Heal You. So talk a little bit about the concept behind Heal You, HEALU.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, like I said, it's based off of perspective change, taking your mindset from one space to a better space. And then also grounding into spiritual growth. I'm huge on, growth in all areas, but spiritual growth I have learned just as an entrepreneur, starting businesses and being in contact with different people, that it's important to have some kind of spiritual background, and things like that to really be grounded because, you can go through a lot of things, especially with entrepreneurship. I mean, sometimes you are completely by yourself in situations and you need that background, that foundation in order to get you through to the next level. And so I think it's really important for other people to be able to explore that, even if they're already in it and maybe just need some growth or direction in which way to go, or am I doing this right, or do I understand this correctly, just about myself and what I'm experiencing, but also the perspective change aspect of, like I may be happy, in what I'm doing, but I could be happier. Or I'm not happy, but I could be doing something completely different, or I want to be doing something different. I'm just not sure how to bridge that gap to get there. Or can I do this, what I already have going on, and do this as well? And can that merge together? So that's kind of where I come in at, is to be able to build that bridge, the confidence, the stability, the foundation in it to help, you know, bring it all together.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. And in your business, you're taking about any age range that suits the your interest in terms of being able to partner with them. But for the work that you're doing with me, we really catered it to 18 to 35, that kind of young adult age, recognizing that there is a difference between an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old and a 21-year-old and a so knowing that there is such a range, what's your philosophy or approach to working with such a large range? You get an 18-year-old, how do you what is your way or approach with dealing with them differently? What is your philosophy or thought about that?
yeah. So it's truly amazing the different stages. I mean, because those are very different stages in life and a lot of different things going on in each stage, but the best part about it is I've experienced it. I've had a lot of experience in different types of things for each stage. So it's like, um, just approaching them with an understanding of I feel you. I know what you're going through. I've been here, been in this space before, and this is how I climbed out of it. So let me help you get to climbing too. Let me help you out of this space, navigate getting out of this space and moving to that next chapter in life. And so at any age, I truly believe that anybody can change if they want to.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is, like we're going to work better if you're willing to make the changes that have to happen. Because if you're not, then you're not going to get the benefit out of it, and I'm just going to be pushing air Listen, nobody had time for that. And so, you just push air on your dial. Exactly. You want to get some real, and that's important to me that people can, wake up, even if it's 2 or 3 months from now, and be able to actually see the change in their reality and in themselves. So,
Okay. Now listen, one thing I know about my sister, she love God.
yeah.
Okay. I love
Jesus.
God. The Father. I love the Jesus. And I also know that the range of clients that you serve and even will serve in partnership with me, they all may not share the exact type of faith that you do.
Right.
So how do you navigate that space when they don't have shared faith? I know for me, I have an approach and I'll share that afterward, but I'd love to hear from you first.
Yeah. You know, as much as, of course the plan is to get everybody on one accord, but at the same time, in all faiths, we pray. We have somebody that we lean on, whoever your higher power is, whatever the case may be. And so, really my approach is just getting you to tap into that more and understanding that even if it's not necessarily my God that you're praying to, making sure that you are praying to who you have, to help you have that foundation. Because like I said, at the end of the day, that self-growth can be
The journey.
it can be a journey, and sometimes it's a lonely journey, and sometimes you don't have people to go to and talk to and confide in and things like that. And so, for me, it's important just to be able to teach people how to tap into that on a deeper level and really be able to find their strength on a deeper level, on self level, rather than being, all everywhere else and kind of bringing it, more so to the inside of you. So that's really what it's about. And hey, you praying to my God, amen. We can pray to him. We can pray to him together. Yes.
Very good. Mine is similar in that when I'm in executive coaching, I usually don't touch on their religion unless they bring it up.
Yeah.
But I do certainly use examples from my faith to illuminate something. Like if someone's saying, "Oh, I don't, I'm really struggling to get this thing done, but I really need this thing done," then I will probably say, "Well, in my belief, there's a scripture that says faith without works is dead," right? So you can believe that you want something to happen, but it is the action behind it that propels it. Now, that might seem like a very basic and common thing, but for some executives, there sometimes are moments when they are overwhelmed, and even the things that feel intuitive, that should feel intuitive to them, becomes murky. I always say they're in the fog. They're in the thick of things. So I usually use mine as an integration or something to illuminate or edify something that I'm saying or something that they've asked about. But certainly, it sounds like we're both in the same place, that we respect people's, belief systems and what matters to them and what they value. And at the same time, it doesn't mean that we can't show up as our authentic selves as well, and just wisely around that space. So I love that very much. I love it. You are now leaning into this partnership with me. Let's talk about what's exciting. What's exciting for you about this opportunity for us to partner?
Oh, so many things. I guess, not just on the personal level, is being able to work with my big sister, that's
I'm a big sister, y'all.
I've been but amazing just in and of itself, with the age gap, that we can come together and be able to be on the same train, like that's amazing in and of itself. But and just that we hold a lot of the same core values, and I truly admire the work that you've already done and the businesses, and everything that you've already done. So it truly inspires me, to we're in it. She said, "Hey, ha ha ha. Now if you ready to do this together, child, yes.
It's the
Bring it.
what she said.
Bring it on. Let's do it." And that's amazing because, not a lot of people can say, and one thing that I have heard in coaching and business, entrepreneurship, all these is like working with families, not a good idea, but it's like when you guys are on the same level, you guys are truly at the core, like on the same level. It's like, yeah, it can work.
It can.
It can work and it can come together.
It
So,
can. And I agree that I think there are a lot of ways that you should not do business with family. It sits in the same role for me as loaning out money. Listen, I don't loan. Let me look at the camera. I don't loan money. Okay, come on, Carly, I'll stop. I'm telling you no every time.
Yeah.
I don't loan money.
Yeah.
Because it becomes so problematic in relationships.
Yeah.
Right. And especially with family members. And 9 times out of 10, if they're asking you to borrow money, they're probably asking from other people.
Yeah.
And most of the time they're asking you for all of it when they got 10 more people they're gonna call anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't loan money. If I choose to give it, I give a small portion and I tell you to go on now. And this is it. You cannot come back to me for this same thing again. You can't actually come back to me. And it has everything to do with how it can ruin relationships. You'll see that person over and over again and be like, they owe me money. You know what I mean? Stank attitude. They still owing you. Still mad. Oh, they borrow money for, you know what I'm saying, to buy some crops or whatever, and they still mad like centuries later, and it's just unnecessary. But I put that in the same realm as doing business with the family. You just have to be, and even friends, you have to be really careful. I have a friend that I do business with, and my contracts with her are like they are contracts with everybody else. My contract with you, same, like everybody else, and I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it. And I can only work with people where they understand that I mean it.
Yeah.
And I expect excellence, and I want you to show up, and I'm going to show up for you, and I'm going to do good business. I'm going to pay well. I have a payout. I'm going to do what I'm not holding on to your money.
Yeah.
I'm not playing around. So, but to have that standard the way I have it, I'm sure, listen, there are a ton of people that have it too. So please don't take it as I don't understand that exists for other people. But in my world, for me, I have to look for that same level of care, quality, and expectation.
Yes.
And I see that, and I have that in you. So why wouldn't I see an opportunity to partner with you, my sister? Our name, I don't give a crap. Listen, I don't give a damn what anybody says. Our last name is a flex.
It is.
People gonna mess it up.
Yes.
Okay?
But it's a flex.
It's a flex. Have you been called anything other than Cushinberry?
Oh my gosh. It's the spelling that gets me the most.
Okay, let's start with spelling, then we're gonna have to get into pronunciation. It's just a quick pause. What are the spellings that you see?
They love to put a G in there.
Love it.
Cushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's no G.
No G's.
Let's start.
And the ION.
Yep.
Cushing.
I'm
I'm like, no, baby. It's literally spelled how it sounds. Cush
in berry. Not ing, not in berry.
Yeah.
Cushin, B as in boy, ERRY. And here's the thing. Some of the IONs, INGs, ENs, they're related.
Yes.
Because the spellings have evolved. But ours specifically is IN. Now, you just said it. Like, it's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when people see all the letters, it makes them nervous.
Yeah.
And so then they
run everything together.
They put Cushinberry. Where the R? Where's the front end R?
You said what?
I've had Crunchinberry. Not these, they're just being petty.
Yes.
Cushinberry. I've had, now as a child I had Chickenberry. Now that was just being cruel. They had nothing to do with spelling. That was childish. Whoever did that, Chickenberry, I still see you to this day. I see who you are. But yeah, it's just, and people just slaughter the name. It slaughters it. But at the end of the day, when they hear it and they get it, they don't forget about it. Do not forget. They don't forget about it. I've been married and I'm now divorced. Now 14 years as I think about it, but I never changed my name.
Yes, I love the hyphenation, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. That was real cute. Listen, he's a lovely human being, great last name. But baby, you weren't finna take over this last name. That name, that name common now.
Yes.
That
was like an unwritten rule for us.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Father, we keeping that last name.
We keeping that last name.
Future husband, we hyphenate.
Cause she gonna get married.
Yes.
Don't look over here for it. Done it. Check.
My turn.
Her turn. Plus, I'm published under Cushinberry. Like, I was like, no, that's a brand. It really is something really powerful about the brand. And I've got to tell you, I've worked really hard to have a good name.
Yeah.
Not only in just like helping people understand what my name is, but really, what does it mean to be a Cushinberry. And so I'm really thrilled to open a door for you, for people to see the next gen.
Yes.
Cushinberry.
Because we have so many family members who have done great things.
We do.
And that, I mean, randoms. Cushinberry. I know. I met some Cushinberries. I went to school, you know. I know they did some great work in the neighborhood communities and everything. And I'm like, I want to taste of that too. That's right. I got the last name. I want to taste of that too. That's right. I want to be in that.
We're here to make a mark.
Yeah.
Stamp that. Yeah, our name it's powerful. I think certainly when I'm looking at something or looking to like a job opportunity or talking with people, they don't forget about me. They don't forget about me. They may not remember how to pronounce my last name, which I don't get still, but they don't forget. So there's really something powerful. And I'm excited to have Cushinberry times 2 around here.
We do love it, don't they?
People are here for it. I think they're going to be so here for it. For those who are already in, I think the others are going to come in and be like, let's see what the little Cushinberry going to do.
Yes, I love it.
And it's going to be great.
Yeah.
You know, and people know me well enough too that I don't do anything that I don't feel strongly about and I'm not sure about. And I don't do it just to do it. Even in business and in working when I've led organizations and even in the consulting work that I do, I don't do things for people. I do it for purpose.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a purpose for this partnership. It benefits a person that I love, but it was for a purpose. And I think I think we both do. We see the bigger purpose in all of this. It's in our respective journals, unknowingly.
Yes, unknowingly.
Came to light. Well, I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah. And so, you know, we do have some of the same core values and things like that. And so we kind of took different realms as far as coaching. So what got you into executive coaching? Like why weren't you a life coach?
I actually thought about life coaching. Did you? And we'll dabble in that. I've dabbled in there. But for me, I think it is being able to help leaders evolve so that they can better show up for people. Because I care about people. I do. And I care about people in the workplace.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are processes and procedures that are established in the workplace from tradition that take away from the like competency around people, caring about human beings. We get so caught up in the old ways of doing things that we lose the ability to see where is it possible to move just a little bit differently, to change the trajectory of a business or even a human being's life to show up better in the business, to be more productive in the business. One of my favorite television shows, and it burned my soul when it ended, is Billions. And there is a character, Wendy, and Wendy is like a performance coach. And she on that show could just get people fired up and get them focused. And I thought that's my jam right there. Like I can get people to perform and it's tapping into what's already there and seeing them for where they are. But also it's about the stretch and the challenge and being honest with them and not fluff. And so that is part of what drove me to get into executive coaching. I had lived the life. I had been in nonprofit for over 30 years. I've been a national executive director, an executive director of 3 other organizations. I have been a CEO of a very large organization, worked with organizations from 94 million to 500,000, and everything in between. And I have experienced the challenging boards, the challenging people, the community issues. I've worked in education and social service, just all of the things that I just didn't believe that it was just for me.
Yeah.
I really believe that what I've experienced was for someone else to grow and learn from. And I have the way I can see the world sometimes. This guy used to call me the brilliant one. He probably still does when he dates somebody else. So God bless, but I'm still the brilliant one, right? Like God bless you, please move on. But I'm because of the way my mind works.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, I'm able to help leaders see things from a different vantage point that they otherwise wouldn't do it. And I tell people this too, I'm not for everybody. I am not for everybody. If your feelings are precious and delicate, don't call me because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you, listen, your affective is challenging, or you need to improve. Let's talk more about the soft skills and how you're showing them for your team. Or let's talk about like you're in this position, but is this where you're trying to go? Like, how do we stretch you, whether this way or this way? I'm not for everybody. I'm going to challenge you. You're going to grow. You're going to enjoy the conversations, but I'm gonna give you so much food for thought.
So much food for thought.
So that's how I ended up in it, is like lived experience and feeling really compelled to be in this space and knowing that I had the capacity and the ability. I've been doing it throughout my career, is like cultivating leaders. Many of my mentees have gone on to improve in terms of their careers. They're making six figures, and not just minimum six figures. They are thriving because I challenge them and I'm honest with them. So it is a space that I really, really enjoy. It's one of the things that I get a chance to do, but it's one that I really enjoy. I get some one-on-one time with leaders. My executive coaching clients range from CEOs and executives, but also I have some who are at the higher levels of higher education at top tier universities, research institutions, as well as a former NFL player who has a foundation. So even helping people get their feet wet and really understand how to found something really, really strongly. Now, I'm not getting into the details of like helping you do the paperwork. I don't do that. But I do help coach you around mindset and what are you thinking about and how do you counter what you think you know or what other people have told you. I'm going to tell you like straight up, here are the things that are holding you back from the next level.
Yeah. So you kind of mentioned this, but I kind of want to dig into your brain a little bit more.
Let's go.
On the
Be sure you want to get more of my brain.
They want to get you know.
Okay, fair.
But digging more into like the challenging aspect of dealing with, sometimes complicated clients, and so can you kind of give some advice on dealing with the complicated clients and kind of how you pull through in different situations?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will tell you that I am so sure in my ability to assess a situation and listen to people and hear them at the most granular level, as well as the like big picture. People call it the 30,000 foot level, feet level. Like I can hear all of that and create a plan that is thoughtful of people, that is stepwise in terms of moving things forward, and not just around executive coaching, but this is for any of the change management work I'm doing with organizations. I've served as interim for a couple of organizations, helping them in tough times of transition. One, I had to almost flip the entire organization top to bottom, side to side. But it is because I'm sure of myself that the challenge looks very different for me.
Yeah.
Right. Let me tell you something. I'm going to work with you on the how we do it, because people have insights into what does or doesn't work for the internal workings of their organizations. And consultants have to expect and respect and expect it. I can't come in just bulldozing through, but when I know the approach that works, I'm going to tell you, here's the process. We got to go this
way.
this is the path for you. Uniquely, this is the path that is tailored for you. Now, let's talk about what are the nuances we need to be thoughtful of. I need to be thoughtful of where are the bombs that are underneath that I could step on. Like, let's be thoughtful of that. But the difficulty comes in is not in the assessment. It's not in the plan. It's not even getting people necessarily on board with the plan. The difficulty is getting people to walk the walk with you, because some of the things that I do with some of these organizations is different from what they're used to. And I'm pushing and I'm challenging them. And so as a result, they will say, yeah, that sounds great. Ooh, that's going to be wonderful. But because they're not seeing, I have this way of seeing above the fog. Yes. That's what I'm coming in for as an external consultant. These organizations that are in chaos, they're all in the fog. I get the luxury of coming in. If you have traveled and seen above the fog, it's so clear up there. Ooh, you can see it. It's so beautiful and so clear. I get to see the clarity. Yeah. But because they're in the fog, it's hard for them to see where it's going. But I have to be so convinced, right? I have to know that's where this will end, even when they can't see it. And so the challenge is getting them to take those next steps. And listen, the questions are endless. If you don't like questions, don't take this joint. They asked me a ton of questions. Are you sure? Are you didn't? And I have to just keep being patient with them and comforting them. Sometimes I tell them, now you've asked me this question 455 times. Easy. I'm going to answer it the same way.
Same.
Right? But just hang in there. And sometimes even at each stage of progress, like they'll get to stage 1 of the plan and go, wow, that was scary, but we did it.
Did it.
And then they'll go, but what about stage 2? I'm thinking, didn't I just prove to you?
That I got
I
you.
got you. And
So-
I'm here with you.
Yes.
I'm not letting you go. I'm walking hand in hand with these organizations. But it will be challenging for them. The phase 2, they go, ooh, oh, we did it. This is way good. Here's a stage 3. It's this ongoing, that's where the challenge comes in. It's not working with people. I understand human behavior. I get it. People are nervous about change. People are used to a certain way. People are concerned about how people will perceive them or whether or not people will be receptive. I get all of that.
Yeah.
I get it. But the reality is when I know. And I have to walk that path. It is when I do that. This is the thing I have like cultivated over my career is to know myself.
Yeah.
And there's some things that I don't do because it ain't my thing.
Yeah.
But when it is my thing,
Oh yeah.
oh honey, it's going to be successful. It's going to lead to a healthier organization.
Yeah.
People will be happier. And happy sometimes means outside of the organization.
Yeah.
Go find your joy. Y'all stop staying in these organizations that, I want people to stop staying in organizations where they're not joyful or happy, afraid to have to get back out there. Go and get out there and stop making these folks miserable. Go head on with yourself. Right? So that's typically when we're talking about like a challenging, it's not the people, it's the fear and the apprehension of having to take steps they've never taken. It's like almost traveling somewhere you've never been, and every step is a new step. But my responsibility is to take those steps with them. But I love it. And it doesn't stress me out because I have been through the muck and the mire in my career. I've seen some things. And so when I come across what people would call maybe crisis or chaos, I handle it differently because I've lived it. And that's why I sit in this space. That's why I love what I do. And that's why I'm successful at what I do. I deliver. I deliver. I love it. Thank you for that. What about you? What is when you think about a success story from your coaching, what does that look like? What does success look like for you? Yes, we can. And that's probably the better question. When a client is successful, what does that look like for you? What's it mean?
Like I said, being able to see the change in the reality of their lives, and being able to see that they can actually take the steps, to be better. And we're walking together. We're doing this together, and then being able to come out on the other side and like, I can't even believe that that's who I was, I've been this way for so long, I didn't think that I had the ability to even be different or to change what it is. And that's what I love. And that's what success is for me, of course, being ready for the coins.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But that's beyond, like in entrepreneurship, you learn like, yes, you want to make the money, but it's not everything, and actually being able to see the real change in the business and in the relationships that you have is where the success comes from. And if somebody can come in and work with me and actually do the things that they need to do and make the changes that they need to make, and we can come out on the other end on a whole different spectrum than when we started, that's a huge success for me. Even if we don't get to step 2 and step 3, even just taking a chance on step 1.
The win.
Okay. So yeah, that's most important. But we can get to that step 2, step 3 and beyond, like that's an even bigger success, because then you're not only doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for everybody around you. And that full circle change, is what means the most to me. So
I love that.
yes.
I love that. Let me ask you about process relative to life coaching. So I know that most of your coaching will be virtual, right? Talk about that virtual space. Have you found that works out for clients, and what's the benefit of the virtual?
Yeah. So of course you can't be in person, like love being able to meet clients in person and getting to sit and really talk. But virtual is very helpful because, there's a lot of people around the world going through a lot of different things,
Yeah.
and they need that sit down one-on-one time, to be able to dive in and just have that secluded space, where we can chat and have that vulnerable space to be open and get the questions out, get the answers needed and things like that. So, really just being able to dive into the hard questions, and getting them to feel comfortable because, like I said, face to face is intimate, but you have to be able to create that on virtual as well.
Yeah.
And making sure that they're comfortable speaking, and being open and honest and all the things. And so really just getting them comfortable not only with me but with the process as well, and making sure that I can answer their questions the way that they need answered, and making sure that the space is what they need to be able to want to come back. Yeah.
Already. So I did a teaser for us in this time together. I put it on social media, and pretty quickly I started getting responses like, "Oh, that's interesting. Can't wait for it to come out. I have a niece or nephew or daughter who I want to get a package for." And I also got a message that said, "Hey, can we talk about bringing this to campus, to a college campus?" Which is, was this in your journal when I told you this? Was this in your journal?
Also in my journal
When I told you that, you were like, "That's in my journal."
years ago. Okay. This is all coming together.
It's all coming together. So I do want to note that there is some wiggle room here, right? I know that you will be doing the individual ones virtually, but there may be opportunities to do group in person at universities or colleges or other spaces and places. You're open to that, yeah?
Very open to that. And like I said, virtual is great. And I will hop on a Zoom in a second. But there is nothing like being in front of a crowd and being able to talk to people one on one, face to face, so they can get to know me, put the, face with the name, with the voice and all the things. So coming to a university near you.
Come on.
Okay. I'm coming. So let me
Cushinberry.
know.
Get to know the name, like, and spell it correctly while you do it.
Correctly. ININEERRY.
We need that. That's wonderful. I love that. Yeah, I think that's the thing is like once you find your groove, and it's about understanding what people need. I really felt like, 18 to 35-year-olds are struggling in many ways. And I don't mean that to say in every way, but in many ways, because the question that tends to drive people in a really challenging way is, what am I meant to do?
Yeah.
Right? Why am I here on this earth? Like, these are questions that really drive people. And to have someone that they can process through that with, who has the certification and the experience and the knowledge to be able to help them navigate those tough conversations, is just critical and I think important. So I'm really excited to see where this is gonna go, Sasha Cushinberry. Little sister about to go out here and put herself on it. I'm so excited.
Me too.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm thrilled that we get an opportunity to take this journey together. And my hope for you is that this is an opportunity for you to really tap in more to this skill set and this gift that you have, because it really is a gift, Sasha.
Yes, it is.
It is.
And I didn't know that coming, years ago.
I'm such a I'm like,
Yes, okay, honey.
I love
to. But that's a part of why, I'm loving this age group that I chose, because 18, 19, 20s, I mean, you fresh out of college, you might have an idea of what you want to do, where you want to go with your life, but then it's like you get into it and it's like, this isn't really, satisfying to me. It's not really what I truly want to do. And I was that person, like trying to find where I fit in at, and finally got to a space where it's like, okay, I need to take a step back from trying to fit in other people's businesses and other people's companies and building them up. And it's like, I'm ready to do this for me.
yeah,
I'm ready to do this for myself because I know it can.
yeah.
And as I got more into it, and it's like, this is a gift. I had something hidden in me the whole time, and now it's out. Been unleashed.
Unleashed.
And we are in business.
We're in business.
We in business.
And what I love is that, so just kind of a nuance for my approach to life, the difference for life coaching and executive coaching. I think there is a softer and gentler and subtle hand that comes with life coaching that I don't possess.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the heavy hand.
I'm the chill, mellow sister. Okay.
I'm coming with the hammer. Okay, executives, y'all want to grow? Let's get to.
Yeah.
We'll have fun while we do it, but I do. I think that when you're talking about life things and the depths of what people need, not only that, I'm not gonna coach a 18, 19, 20-year-old. I'm not the person for that. I'm really not. And that's not that I couldn't put something together, but for what?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. And I want people to have experiences with us that lead them to success. Because when people do well, it also is it's the marketing that connects to the business.
Yeah.
Right. So why would I set someone up with me,
Yeah.
a 19-year-old?
I'm the bridge.
You are
No,
great,
like,
honey. Listen,
you gotta
ain't no way.
grow and learn through my process before you can leap into.
Don't come over this side.
Where's she going?
Don't come over this side.
Because she will eat you up.
I will eat you alive.
So that you back up to me. Okay, so yeah, just
I have a loving touch, and I think that the feedback I get from my clients is that I do have a way of communicating with them that gets to them. Like I can reach them, and in that way, I'm also challenging them. I don't. Usually with coaching, you only have a finite amount of time. So I don't have the luxury of 20 years, 5 years, and sometimes not even a year to get you where we say or where you say you want to go.
Yeah.
So now let's get to the get to.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. The get to.
Yes.
Let's get to the get to. And but I love the even at how we communicate and how we in the video. You're like, and so anyway. Yeah. You know. Well. No, that's I have this energy about me, and I'm excited about what I do, and you have an energy about you, and you're excited about what you do. But I think our temperaments also show up for the type of work that we're doing. I think it's so complimentary. Yeah. Send your folks over to my way once they ready for the get through to the get to. Yeah. Would that be slick? Like people who you've coached, then ultimately become executives, and then wouldn't that be a lovely
title? Absolutely.
And I mean, entrepreneurs, they all don't have to be graduated from college. Like entrepreneurs who need that kind of executive and performance coaching.
Business in general. That part, being an entrepreneur is not easy.
That's right. That's right. Oh, well, I have enjoyed this. I'm so looking forward to the journey that's ahead of us. I'm looking forward to offering packages for people to be able to give to as gifts, or for someone to gift it for themselves. This opportunity to get some life coaching. And what I was really sure about is that, because I know for the executive coaching side, one session is precious, but that's not where the work happens. So what people will see online is at least 3 sessions as a minimum. And we priced it to the market, right? So I'm sure that some will look at it and go, oh, we would love it to be even more affordable, but we priced it to the market. I respect your gift, your skills, your experience, and I priced it to that. It won't be for everyone in this moment. It doesn't mean that other opportunities may not come up for them to have exposure to you, like they will through some of the video footage. But, we have to make sure that we're thoughtful about our audience and the business that we are in as well. So, as I always say, there's someone for everyone, and we're not for everybody, but for the people we are for.
Come on, child. Come on. We ready for you.
We ready. We are so ready. I love you, sis.
I love you too.
And I'm so thrilled to be able to introduce you to the world, and for others to see this beautiful bright light of a sister I have, that will be able to really edify and bring life to others in a way that I can't. But this is my gift. This is my gift.
It's me, boo.
Let me tell y'all. So earlier, I was videoing and I was like, I was like, what was I just talking about? And in the distance, I hear, "How you love me?" I was like, it's so exciting here to have this time together. I look forward to more opportunities for us to do this in person, but certainly excited to kick this off in a few short weeks and release you and this opportunity out to the public to be able to get packages of life coaching for themselves or the people they love.
Perfect timing.
Fantastic. And you will be able to go to www.nonprofitisbusiness.com to be able to access these opportunities to partner with Sasha or to gift it to someone. You'll also be able to go to advancecul, ADVANCECUL.com. That is the consulting website, and still see a link to it. So that's all being put together right now so that people can link to it and add this and give a gift to someone that is more than just a moment. It's something that will have an impact on their life.
Yes.
Truly life.
Light.
Coach.
Yeah.
I love you so.
I love you too.